Ha 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 ha. Game over. Press any button to continue.
Welcome to the Any Button Podcast, the game podcast brought to you by the co-founders of Double Dash Jump. I'm Captain Ben, and this is the game clubby Matt, who also makes very serious jokes, like super serious, like the fact that we're probably going to be like 30 when Kingdom Hearts 3 finally comes out. Anyway, last week you should have noticed we have new intro music. Huge shout out and a huge thank you to Axton for that. We love it, and we hope you at least like it as a friend. And also, sorry for any glare or weird lighting issues this week. We're recording a little bit later in the day. That's completely my fault. I'm sorry for that, and we'll do our best to work around that in the future. In personal news, I finally hit the 90-hour mark in Persona 5, and hello, Ghost. I think I'm coming up to the final dungeon, so I haven't finished the game yet, but I'm enjoying it thoroughly, and I will be doing a second playthrough to get the platinum, or at least I'm planning to, since I still don't have the platinum for Horizon. I meant to finish grinding those trophies like 2 months ago. Anyway, what have you been playing this week?
Huh? Oh, yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is great. It's actually... I've kind of been secretly playing it at nighttime in bed because it's just so much fun. And this is the weirdest thing that makes it the best, is that you can just put the Switch into sleep mode, so you can be in the middle of like the 4-race Grand Prix, and then you can just have a break if you need it.
Nice.
In quick news, we've got the main lineup of games for PlayStation Plus. They just got announced. That is Telltale's Tales of the Borderlands, which is confusing to say because you say Telltale's Tales.
Yes.
And then, is this House Marquez?
House Marquis.
Okay. Alienation. Never played that one.
It's great. You have like 3... You can do 3-player, like local play. It's really fun.
That's actually 3.
Yeah.
That is an odd number, but that's a weird number as well.
I only did 3 with 2 other people, so...
Fair enough.
You may be able to do 4. I don't know.
So that's for the PlayStation 4. For PS3, we've got Deck 13 Interactive's Blood Knights. Nothing. Gaming Mind Studios Port Royal 3, Pirates and Merchants.
That looks like a PC port.
Yep. Shouldn't you be porting things like to current gen now?
Well, it was ported back in the day.
That's true. It's probably years and years old, actually. Didn't think that far ahead, did I?
Well, that far behind.
Yeah. Streets ahead. And then for Vita, we've got Out of Bounds Games Limited, Laser Disco Defenders, and Ex Nihilo.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Typewriter.
Yeah, I believe that's a cross-buy for PS4, so you can also play Typewriter on the PS4. It's like 2D. You've got like fonts and stuff.
Oh, yep. I have heard of this one.
Yeah.
Now, that's probably the most obvious script reading we've ever done, but that's because these are some weird names.
Yeah, and also, you can't not write that script like... There's no way you can write that's not listed.
Like this, but just... And then this subtitles, Pirates and Merchants, I don't know. Anyway, that's not really much about the games. For the games, I think we're both keen for Alienation.
Yes.
I haven't played a bit of it. You've played a bit of it.
I've played a little bit. Like I said, with 2 other people, we played 3-player. Just all local co-op, 1 PlayStation, 3 different controllers. That was fun. We all had you had like a tank, you had like a main DPS, and then you had a healer. That was fun. So
is it a bit of a MOBA or?
No, it's like a twin-stick shooter.
Yeah, I was thinking, because it looks a lot like, I don't know if you've ever heard the old Valve PC game Swarm, I think it's called. Swarm
No, I
or
don't
something.
think so. It kind of looks to me like old school Diablo, like the way you're running around. but you've got twin sticks and you've got guns and you get power-ups. And
So this is sounding exactly like the game. I think it's called Swarm. I really don't know the name of the game that I'm trying to reference right now. It's a fairly older game now, which makes me feel old. What about Tales of the Borderlands?
I bought that twice. I bought it digitally. I bought it physically. You can only platinum it once, but I love that particular Telltale game. The other Telltale games kind of are lost on me. I've played both seasons of The Walking Dead. Kind of keen to for episode 5 of season 3 to come out, so I can sit there and play all of season 3 because I do want to find out what happens to Clementine.
Yep. I think even a lot of people that haven't played season 1 and 2 are really like attached to Clementine.
Yeah,
it's one of those kind of bigger names.
Yeah,
characters.
Tales of the Borderlands, fantastic. It had a great story, which I don't find that the mainline Borderlands games have.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's also got a great lineup of voice actors. There's Troy Baker, who does the Joker in Arkham.
Yep.
One of the Arkhams.
It's Arkham Origins, I'm pretty sure.
Troy Baker does a slew of stuff.
He was in Bioshock Infinite, I'm pretty sure.
Bioshock Infinite. He was in Infamous Second Son. They used his likeness for that. Laura Bailey, who was also in Infamous Second Son as Fetch, she also does a huge amount of stuff. She does Rize Kujikara from Persona 4. I love the Persona series.
Sorry, I'm afraid this means not much to me, but Patrick Warburton,
Kronk.
He's good.
Kronk, he was also in
Full Believer. Sorry. He was in
a series of unfortunate events as Lemony Snicket, and Nolan North, who's everywhere as well.
He's so famous in Saints Row 3. There's you have 4 voice selections. There's male voice 1, male voice 2, male voice 3, or just Nolan North.
He's also the current voice of the Ghost in Destiny. He's Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. He's in Rick and Morty.
Is he in Rick and Morty?
He's credited in Rick and Morty as just background.
Background.
He's everywhere. I love the one photo set of there's an interview of Troy Baker what
yes, I think I know the exact story you're talking about. How to become a good voice actor?
Or no, what's your recommendations for becoming a voice actor in the future? Goes, get a microphone, learn tons of voices, wait for me and Nolan North to die.
Yes. I think I've got a little bit of sunset on me right here.
Oh, sunset. Nice.
That's kind of cute.
Cute.
So this is a newly named segment. I'm not 100% on board with this, just saying, but that's because I'm a huge fanboy. Just whilst realizing this is just the most frequent reaction that we have when we record Nintendo.
This is also something I came up with while writing this. I was like, there's a clever name and it's on the tip of my tongue and I don't know what it is.
Can I just... Alright, so it's What the Nintendoh.
Yeah.
Can I live suggest Nintendo no? Is that better?
Nintendo? No? Nintendo?
No, Nintendo. Oh no.
That's
Okay. We'll figure it out.
We'll work on it.
We'll put the what do you call we'll copyright it. It'll be ours. It's fine. No one else can use either of those. So.
We'll have our own logo and we'll have our own splash screen. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be the brand new TV show. Come here, and by TV I mean YouTube. Yeah. All right, let's.
So this week in What the Nintendoh? Oh no.
Nintendo, no.
Nintendo just launched a new console. And no, it's not the Switch.
This is one of those, you know those Slowpoke memes? Where it's like, hey guys, check out my new Nintendo console. It's the Switch. But no, because the newest...
And it's not even the Switch Mini, which is what we talked about last week, or the week before. I don't know.
Were we hoping for that? I'm not sure.
I think you were hoping for the Switch XL.
Yeah. Oh, I was. But, so we've got the new 2DS XL. Which, I mean, the 2DS, the slate, it, as an idea, wasn't bad. Tablets are a slate.
Yeah,
but it looked ugly.
It looked ugly. It was also a cheap version of
The 3DS.
3DS
And this
for
is-
kids.
Yeah, this is really cheap
So
as
you
well.
couldn't break the hinge, which I think a lot of kids and younger kids did.
Yeah, I think we all have like one of those horror stories where we've heard that, yep, just snap.
I mean, my first DS Lite, I just opened it, and one hinge, just the plastic covering of the hinge just cracked. Not through force or anything. You know how it used to make the click sound, the same click that the Switch makes. It just, and I got it sent off. It got repaired. It was fine.
Oh, that's good. I've seen there was someone at Curtin Uni. I don't know their name at all. Never like spoke to them, but saw them frequently enough, and they had this DS. I'm not sure if it was a DS or if 3DSs came out by then. I don't know. I'm old. It was a long time ago. But it was just apart like that, and you could just see the wiring on one side. But he just kept playing. That's dedication. Which I think you don't need to do anymore, because $150 for basically a new 3DS.
150 if you get it pre-owned, maybe. I think it's 250 for a brand new one without a charging
No,
cable.
but what I'm saying is that's how much the new 2DS XL is.
Yeah,
That's cheap. It's cheap.
It's cheap. It's also the newest addition to a 6-year-old 3DS family, not including the previous DS family before that.
Yeah, so
it does away with the horrible look of the 2DS. It has the nice hinge. It actually looks really sleek.
it does actually look really good. If this came out years ago, I probably would have it.
If this had come out before the 3DS, I would have bought this instead of the 3DS. It makes the screens bigger. It goes back to the old hinge system, which has been around since Game Boy Advanced SP.
Tried and true.
Grandfather SP.
Well, technically, it's been around since those really, really old Donkey Kong like games that were.
That's true. That's true.
Technically, I don't know if they were technically classed as electronics.
But this is the newest addition to the DS, DSi, 3DS, new DS, DS Lite.
See, this is
amalgamation family.
I think this is the problem with the Nintendo names.
Yeah.
And like the same problem with the Wii and the Wii U.
Yeah.
How it was just adding something on at the end.
Or the beginning. So that now fits in with its rest of its brethren.
Why though?
We just got the Switch. It's doing better. It's sold the same amount of units in its first month of launch as the entire Wii U did in its entire lifetime.
Apparently the quickest selling, well, one of the quickest selling consoles ever. But yeah.
I don't understand why you need a new handheld if this is
like
the
is
handheld.
the Switch supposed to be the new handheld? Who knows?
In more news, and going back to me loving Persona.
Alrighty, so I'm going to be very quiet while you just talk. Yeah, let's go.
And also a call back to a couple of weeks ago when Persona 5 was released earlier this month. Atlus put out a blog that we talked about called A Note on Persona 5 and Streaming, which more or less asked people to not spoil the game and to not stream past a certain in-game date.
Yep.
Also, not just streaming, but posting videos and pictures past that. They tried to help counteract this with blocking it through the native PS4 sharing UI. Still blocked. It's annoying. I have so many great screenshots I would have loved to take during that game.
Mm-hmm. Your poor achievement list.
I know.
Have you? No, you haven't platinumed it yet, have
No,
you?
that's the second playthrough. I still need a second playthrough.
Okay. Oh, so we're fine. You know, as long as the platinum has a screenshot, right? I don't know.
I know. Which then followed up with, if you stream past this date, we're going to hit your channel with content ID claims and possibly strikes against your channel, so you lose your channel, lose your good standing.
Yeah.
And what we basically said to that was, don't threaten people.
That's bad.
I mean, by all means, like, say, please don't share spoilers. It's for a first, very story-centric game. That's fair. And also that we said that I was 40, 50 hours in at that point, and I still hadn't hit that in-game date, so we were kind of going, how much streaming are you expecting people to do within its first couple of days?
Yeah.
I mean, people could do it, and people probably did. They probably speed ran and did all sorts of stuff.
See how far you could get in the shortest time.
Yep. But a couple of days, Atlus put out another blog post called An Update on Persona 5 and Streaming. No clickbait in that title.
No, not at all.
I wonder what that's about.
It's not like top 13 reasons not to stream Persona 5. Number 6 will surprise you.
Yeah. In which they reiterate that they want their fans to enjoy the game without it being spoiled. Again, we said fair. They went on to thank everyone, saying that this game couldn't do as well without the fans. There's no way this would be a big hit as it is without people playing this game, recommending it. And then they go on to talk about the amount of reaction videos, news articles, and emails they saw, and also they received emails as well, talking about the original blog post and basically saying, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read a little excerpt. Quote, because we want to give players the most access to the game while respecting the original goal, we're now asking players to refrain from streaming or posting videos past the in-game date of 11/19.
Which is the 19th of November. It's hard for us Australians. We're so confused because we put things in proper order.
Yeah, that's a extra 4 months past the original date.
Yeah.
So back to the quote. When the main story gears up for the final act, ellipsis, we want to apologise to those of you who saw the previous guidelines blog post as threatening. We want to be transparent about what we do, and the reason we released the guidelines was to give streamers the right information up front. It was never our intention to threaten people with copyright strikes, but we clearly chose the wrong tone for how to communicate this. End quote.
So, hang on, I'm just remembering the old... What was the original quote again? It wasn't that nice.
If you decide to stream past 7/7, in brackets, I highly recommend not doing this, you have been warned.
Caps.
You do so at the risk of being issued a content ID claim or worse, a channel strike / account suspension. End quote.
I don't know how that's misconstrued as threatening at all.
Also, one thing I would like to... I think is a bit of a pernickety thing on my end. You can't convey tone through text.
No, it's really...
What you should have thought about is your wording.
Yeah, no.
Anyway. So that was fun.
So basically they're saying, well, you didn't mean to threaten you. I mean, we have a gun and we're pointing it at you and we're shouting at you, but I didn't mean to threaten you. Like, it was just, I didn't mean it like that.
So that's that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was it's taking, 3-4 weeks for them to get back. I mean, most of... When we reported on, that was the first week of Persona being released. Everyone posted their original reaction videos and thoughts and opinions on this within that first week. It's been 3-4 weeks since that original blog post. So I don't know what's happening there. I do want to give a shout out to Tom Regan over at Engadget.com for his coverage of this updated post. Not so much for the context because we basically covered all the same stuff.
Yep. We're pretty good as news reporters.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, we're pretty... You should come here first, basically.
It was mainly for his title, because I thought it was super witty and smart. It's called... Atlus has a change of heart over Persona 5 streaming restrictions. For those of you who don't know the premise of the game, like you...
Yep.
You and your Scooby Gang, that was a name lovingly given to them by Zero Punctuation, aka Ben Yahtzee Croshaw, and stolen by Double Dash Jumps Captain Ben 10 Wilson, struggle through you and your Scooby Gang struggle through high school while stealing the hearts of those who have been corrupted. I'm keeping it vague and sort of simple because there's a lot of intricacies and there's a lot of tropes and this, that, and the other that you get from the other Persona games, also from playing RPGs, JRPGs, and watching anime, all sorts of that kind of stuff. I could sit here and explain how the metaverse works and this, that, the other. It's probably easier if you just go play the first 20 minutes of the game or so and
that kind of all just, you could probably see my eyes just glaze over as all of those words were just gone right over. I'm sorry, it's a lot.
It's a lot, and I mean, you kind of just have to take what happens in that game as that's universes. I mean, I've been watching one of my other friends play. He's going, "What the hell?" I'm like, that's the game's universe. Each game has weird things in it. Just accept it.
Okay.
Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, that was it. I still feel like we're pretty light on news. It's like we're in a bit of a news drought, and I think that's actually a good thing, because I think the reason we've kind of dried up on news is because
E3's coming up in about a month or so.
That's definitely true, but I think that we're actually, because I find a lot of the best news stories come from people who are also gamers. And I honestly think that those people are busy playing such brilliant games that have been coming out recently, like Horizon Zero Dawn, Legend of Zelda, Persona 5. People are still playing these games. So we're not looking up from our games to report about things. That could be bad, because Trump could ban games and we wouldn't know because we haven't been reporting on it. But I feel like that's the world.
I mean, we are also choosing to report on things that have been fully fleshed out. We're not reporting on rumors or, little snippets of details. We're also not including games that we don't kind of connect with. Mm-hmm. There's been a ton of stuff about Call of Duty World War II coming out with its the maps, the guns, how it's playing, no health regen, which is a big thing apparently.
Yeah.
There's Battlefield 1 news. Neither of us play.
The other big thing is what's the point of us report, we won't report on something that has been reported absolutely to death, because, I mean, you can only hear the same thing so many times. I can only hope that you pick us first, because you should be picking us first. But if you don't pick us first and you pick, another game news show, then you just come over to us and then we lose out on your beautiful view. And we need your view and you're subscribing, because, please, we love you.
We're also not reporting on stuff like people have used the PC emulation of Breath of the Wild to find out what's in that chest that's surrounded by water or whatever it is. Spoiler, it's really anticlimactic. It was an opal.
Is this just the chest that's stuck in the river?
Yeah.
But you can just pull that out with magnets. Or is this another one?
You
don't know. You haven't got a Switch. What are you doing?
Anyway, as always, thank you for watching. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. We hope that you love the new theme, or at least like it like a friend. Remember, Facebook is where we post updates and new episodes first, so like us there to see when we post stuff like this episode, or maybe stuff that we're doing in the future that we have behind the scenes. If you want to see what we get up into our personal lives, check us out on Twitter. I am at BMW3in and Matt is at ShouldBeMatt. If you're not a social media person, that deal is still live. Just hit the subscribe button below and the little bell next to it to get desktop notifications when we post.
We're like EP Games. The sale's always on. EP Games always has a sale.
Do they? I couldn't tell.
Right. That's what us. We're always willing to sell you beautiful entertainment every Sunday. Sometimes probably... I think it'll be Sunday for everywhere in the world. Late Sunday if you're in Australia.
Early Sunday if you're in America.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I liked it.
Now enjoy a clip of me chasing dogs out of my house.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna edit here. Do we want to kick these guys out? Or / do we want to redo this?
The first part should be okay. Maybe cut and kick them out now.
Alright. just keep everything running. It'll be easier.
Yeah.
All right, come on, go, Nemo. Come on.
Stampede. I love it. This got weird. I'm just sitting here by myself. Matt's gone. He's running back now.
And that's the outtake at the end.